Wow. February 2024 was a busy month for me. Between traveling and different hardware pickups and testing those out and finishing three different games, there was a lot going on. So let's get into it. The funny thing is about these games that I finished this month is most of them have to do with fighting God, which I didn't realize until I had completed all of them. Um, so let's start with one I just picked up on a whim, Cat Quest 2. Cat Quest 2 was a lot of fun. It's a cooperative game, it can be, and I picked it up for that purpose. My wife and I played through this game, and it's fun. It's cute. It's an action RPG. It's not overly complicated. You know, you just have some spells and your weapons. There's a lot of variety in the weapons you can pick up and the spells, and we basically 100% of the game. We're actually maybe going to grind for the very final ultimate challenge. There are puns everywhere. You know, every line of dialogue has a pun in it about a cat or a dog. She played as the cat, I played as the dog. There's a whole conflict between the cat world and the dog world, and you can go between those two different lands. And all told, I think it took us maybe 15 hours to get everything and complete the whole game. Speaking of cats, Theo wants to be in the video, I guess. Yeah, Cat Quest 2 was a lot of fun. It's great for people that haven't maybe played an RPG before. It's pretty simple. One of my friends played it with their nephew. Like, it would be a perfect game for that purpose. It's, yeah, easy breezy. Usually not too much of a challenge to get through the main content. Like I said, there is some ultra high level, tough end game content, post game content. I would definitely recommend Cat Quest 2. It was a lot of fun, and yeah, perfect for a cooperative game for any age. Next up, a follow up from last month. I did finally finish the story of Final Fantasy XVI, and man, that is a heck of a game. It's a full on AAA game. Not a quadruple A game, maybe, but a full on AAA game. Didn't see a single bug, super polished. It's a huge adventure. I think I was at 60 hours by the time I was done with it. And I did all the side quests, I did all the main content, did some of the hunts for the different special monsters to find. It's a hefty one, and I enjoyed it. The combat's a lot of fun. There's a lot of variety in terms of the special abilities, the icon abilities you can equip and mix and match. And it gives you a lot of flexibility in terms of how you approach your fights. You can mash your way through it if you really wanted to, or you can have a lot more fun with it. You know, you can throw around some different abilities and special spells and summons, or not summons. Okay, they're not summons, but you summon the power of the icons. Yeah, it's a treat visually. It's a treat musically. The story is. I enjoyed the story, and there were definitely some side missions that were less interesting, but there were definitely some that were very pointed and a lot more worth your time to see what was happening with these other characters in the world. I should also say that this game goes big, like really big. The boss fights are insane, like the Titan fight and the Garuda fight and the Bahamut fight. You know, they're just so massive in scale. I don't even know how you build some of these things, but that's what this game does. It's everything on such a giant scale that I've really never seen in a game before. Because sometimes you're just in town and you're talking to people and you're dealing with their issues, and oh, you gotta go help the guy repair the bridge. And then you're in space fighting a massive dragon as a flying dragon of some sort. It's just so insane, the disparity. Like, you can be on the ground 1 minute and in the nexus of the universe the next minute. It's so wild and it's awesome. I love just the scope of it being so wide and huge. Wow, absolutely incredible. My dog took me on a quest. Love Torgal. Gosh, Torgal's so great. Our little frost wolf. Oh, I love Torgal. And all the characters, Jill, Gav, Goots, Karen, your whole crew, Sid. No spoilers, but Sid is so great in this game. Love Sid. Um, what a voice actor too. Love him. The music, top tier, top notch. It's got a level of polish and detail that I haven't seen in a lot of other games, especially at this scope. There's just so much of a wide variety of characters and environments and things to do. Granted, most of the things you're doing are going and fighting something for somebody or someone, or it's not a super high level of difficulty, I would say. You can find that level of difficulty in some of the extra content. The hunt board will lead you to some extra monsters that I did try a few, and yeah, they put up a challenge. I did one of them and then went to do the final boss, and I was like, this final boss is not a big deal compared to that last guy I fought. So there is challenge in there, but in the main course of the story, it's not too bad. It's like you'll find some challenging spots, but you won't maybe find as much challenge as some other games. Yeah, I really enjoyed Final Fantasy XVI. It might not be for everyone, but I really think that Final Fantasy XVI is a triumph of a game. Its scope is massive and it's executed nearly flawlessly. It's my first Final Fantasy game, mainline Final Fantasy game that I've completed. Where do I go from here? Final Fantasy 15, do I work backwards? I've tried 6, I enjoyed that. I don't know. I've also played Stranger of Paradise, and that was fun too. So, I don't know. Let me know if you have any suggestions of where I should head next in terms of Final Fantasy series. The last game that I completed, or are on the cusp of completing, because I say me and my friends who are completing and have been playing Divinity Original Sin 2. For about a year now, we've been playing it kind of like a D&D campaign. We sign on for a couple hours each week. We have our characters. We have to do some management with the characters. Sometimes buying and selling our inventory, doing a couple quests, and that's a week's worth of our time with the game. But the game it's made by the same people that just put out Baldur's Gate 3, and it's similarly a huge game, a huge adventure where you can get lost in side quests and different puzzles or different characters' stories, and there's just so much in there. And granted, we've kind of been playing it in a weird way, which is cooperatively, where we're also talking to each other over top of the game, so we're maybe not getting the full experience of the story that they designed. And it's been a lot of fun. The combat is the thing we've been most engaged with, and it's tactical. You have to think on your feet. You have to be reactive. You have to be proactive. You have to be aware of your surroundings. It is role-playing at its core. So you have to, like, my characters were Sibyl, the elf archer, and Ifan, the human wizard. Some say he might be the world's 6th best hydrosophist. He had some, ice and water spells. And yeah, they were great. I really enjoyed playing the game as those characters, give me a different range of things to do. Some spells with Ifan, some ranged tactics with Sibyl. And, we had to work together. For a lot of these fights, it was like we had to know everything that every other character had equipped. We had to work together with what we had available and the environment, and seeing what kind of things were, like what enemies were resistant to, or what we could use in the environment to damage them or make them weaker. Or there's so many elements to this game. The one complaint I have about the combat that the game tries to help you with is sometimes I'm firing a spell or an arrow and it'll say path is interrupted, and it's clear that it'll tell me, okay, I can't hit. Sometimes it won't say that, and for some reason it hit something else, and I'm like, but you said it's not like it missed. There's a chance to dodge, of course, but it's not like it missed the target. It just hit something else and it didn't tell me that was going to happen. That is annoying. It's not a perfect system because it's pretty freeform, like D&D can be. You can place your character pretty much anywhere. And I haven't played Baldur's Gate 3, but I did play Mario and Rabbids Sparks of Hope. And I know it's not the same and it couldn't work the same way, but at least in Sparks of Hope, in the combat, you could run around and see if you had an angle on a different guy. So if you run over there, you run over there, and you see if you can line up a shot. That was so much better in terms of knowing what you had available, what your options were. Here I just had to guess, okay, it looks like I can run over there, but I think that railing is going to be in the way. You don't really know until you do it, and then once you do it, you can't revert. You can't take back those action points. And I get that's how it's structured. There are action points, you have to spend them, and that's all you can do. I mean, we've made it work. It's been fine. It's just that's a little bit of the hiccup with the combat. It's been fun. I've enjoyed it, and I don't know if I'd play it again immediately. It's been about 100 hours that we put into it, roughly, over a year, and I'll probably pick up something different sooner than later, but I would like to play Baldur's Gate 3. Everyone says that's a really great game. So Divinity Original Sin 2, worth a look if you got 100 plus hours on your hands and don't know what to do with it. Like I mentioned at the top, picked up some new hardware for this month. In the course of the month, I was traveling for my birthday, which was earlier in the month. I was in Kansas City seeing my family. We were also there over the Super Bowl. That was quite an experience. Everyone's blasting Taylor Swift, everywhere it's Chiefs country, red and gold. And it was a lot. We didn't really do anything for the game except watch the game at my parents' house, but yeah, fireworks going off after they won. It was a big deal. But either way, for my birthday, my parents did get me something I asked for, which is this, the Backbone 1 phone gamepad controller. So let me see if I can do this. The way it works is the way I do it is you stick your phone in here, connects to the USB-C port, unlock your phone, hit the Backbone button, and you're in. So you're in for, I've got RetroArch, and that's worked pretty well. It's what I've used the most on here. I've also tried PlayStation Remote Play, and that actually has worked pretty well. We just got we just got fiber internet here and a mesh network, Wi-Fi network. So my connection, I guess, is pretty good now to the PS5, and that's worked pretty well. The RetroArch is pretty foolproof. I can load up Super Nintendo games, no problem. Boots them up easily. The controls work out of the box, no problem. So that's been great. I played through Aladdin again. Love that game. Just finished it in a couple sittings. But yeah, this has been really great. It's, the buttons are a little small maybe, but they're not unusable. The sticks feel good. I did try NVIDIA GeForce Now, because you can stream your Steam games for free via that service. So I put up Dishonored and Deus Ex, the new ones, and was playing through them, and they felt pretty good. We got bumpers and triggers. You've got D-pads and your share button. The share button, you can share screenshots. You can record video straight through the Backbone app. Yeah, this has been really great. I've liked using this. I can see myself using it more in the future for casual play of retro games, or if I pick up something on PS5 that doesn't require super precise timing or anything super demanding. I was trying out Marvel's Midnight Suns. It's turn-based, perfect use case for this, because I can just pop that up and load that on the PS5 and play this in bed. And now Steve wants to join the party. But yeah, all in all, I think it's $99 retail price. So it's a little pricey, But we also used it with my wife's iPhone 15, I guess is the current one. And we were playing that new Sonic Dream Team, I think it's called. It's iPhone 15, USB-C port, so this works just fine with that too. Really great option if you play a lot of games mobile, if you play a lot of, Fortnite or Warzone or something like that, but also, yeah, you got retro games you can do for emulation. You can do your PlayStation Remote Play, GeForce Now, xCloud. I'm sure you can do all that stuff with this. It's a really cool option, but for what it's worth, it's built well, and yeah, I like it. It's even got a headphone jack and a USB-C port to charge, because there's no battery in this thing. It just uses your phone's battery. But you can charge as well while you're using it, and you can have a headphone jack, which my phone doesn't already have, so that is nice. But yeah, it's a really cool device, so I'm glad I have it, and I intend to use it more in the future. One piece of hardware that I pre-ordered and just received recently in the month of February were these. The PlayStation Pulse Elite headphones. Now, these have very good sound quality, and I've used them mainly with my computer so far. It's got this extendable microphone, which is nice, and you can mute it just with a button on here on the front, on the end of the microphone. But I've used it so far just for my PC. It's got really nice sound because it has these new, maybe not new to some people, but planar magnetic drivers. They're the next step up in evolution of headphones and speaker technology. They sound pretty flat in terms of the response curve, from what I've seen. It doesn't have a lot of bass boost, it might have a little bit more treble than some other headphones, but otherwise it's pretty much a flat curve in terms of the response. I intend to use this more with the PS5, obviously, because it is built for the PlayStation 5. It's got the whole design philosophy. It is nice I've never really had a gaming headset, so this is my first foray into that. It is nice that it works seamlessly with the PS5. You get a little adapter you have to plug into the PS5. It kind of is annoying that you have to do that, but at least it comes with the one. And you can get multiple of those adapters, and you can use them with your PC, so you can use it wirelessly. I've been using it wired because it has a headphone jack right on the bottom. It's got a headphone jack, it's got a USB-C port, volume controls, and a power button, and then the microphone mute button. It also has side tone, which I didn't really know much about until I got a gaming headset like this, so I can actually hear myself through the microphone, through my speakers, through the headset. So of course the PS5 controller here has a headphone jack, and you can plug in. I've been doing that with some older Sony headphones that I have, and that's worked fine. But also when I do that, if I don't have the side tone that is allowed by the microphone on the unit, it's hard to hear myself, which is a little bit annoying. It's like muffled, because your headphones are on. But this is great, so I can hear myself talk. I'll be able to hear other people talking through the headset, of course, and then you can adjust all these settings in the PlayStation 5 audio settings. I'm really looking forward to playing more / any of Helldivers 2. I just picked that up in the month of February. I haven't even tried it out yet, but I do want to play some of that. It seems like a lot of fun. And this is going to be a perfect way to engage with people and play that game. For $150, which is what this set costs, it's definitely, you're getting a lot of value for that. It seems like these planar magnetic drivers are higher end, and they say that it allows for a lot more detail to be heard in games, specifically because they have a lot of sound effects and they have a lot of positional audio, and this does the 3D audio that the PlayStation 5 is able to do. I'm really looking forward to playing more games with these, seeing how they sound, playing with my team, playing with my friends on a game like Helldivers 2. Having these be my main daily driving headphones for my computer. I plug them in with the headphone jack, and But maybe I'll get another adapter for these and see if I like them as a wireless headset for my PC. And last but not least, I did pick up this lavalier mic, and I hope it sounds at least all right. Yeah, I'm glad I can kind of change my setup from time to time, take these videos into different spaces, and explore the space. Can have the cats around and hang out with them too. I did just get a modification for my PS5, and I won't show that in this video, but because it's technically not part of February. But I did just get a mod for my PS5, and I will show that off in a different video. I can't think of much else that's happened in February. Stay tuned for more videos like this and other types of gaming content here on the channel, and I'll see you next time.